So hello guys, I'm holding and filming on this one of the phenomenal phones that I've ever held in my entire life, the IQOO 13. And this is the phone that I am actually quite amazed. Yeah. This is the IQOO 13 and this phone is absolutely phenomenal that its spec sheet is very interesting. This is considered the most powerful smartphone that Vivo really created. Though in the Antutu benchmark now, this IQOO 13 is not going to be the most powerful but the Neo 10 Pro Plus. But I've been using this for 5 months now and I have to tell you this device was completely amazing. And of course, speaking of IQOO, yes, this phone never released in the Philippine market. This phone really has a potential, but why they never released it here in the Philippine market? This is IQOO 13 and this is one of the most amazing devices that I've ever held in my entire life. Oh, and don't let this fool you. This is the Vivo's most main powerhouse in every smartphone. So, out of all smartphone brands, then why this? Why did I choose this brand over the others? Well, we're going to start with a lot of serious yapping here guys, so stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. Well, let's start with first, what is IQOO? IQOO is considered to be the sub-brand division of Vivo. So what did IQOO did here is they took chunk of Vivo's DNA and then goes with complete opposite of Vivo. Kinda like how a twin brother does have different identities. IQOO tends to focus more on performance while Vivo tends to focus more on camera. This is actually the reason why IQOO is considered the Vivo's Poco phone. Now let's go with more interesting. Yep, this is considered Vivo's sub-flagship and at the same time IQOO's flagship, the IQOO 13. Well, there's a lot of interesting perks around here with this IQOO 13. This is Vivo's powerhouse. It has a premium design build both made by Shock Sensation Alpha. The display of this one, it's absolute bonkers. It uses 1440p HDR10 Plus AMOLED display. And wait a second, it's around 4000-ish nits of peak brightness. That's actually very bright that my eyes are already glaring up and it's kind of beating the sun's brightness. If you wanna guess the cameras, yes, this is a triple camera setup and it has a 2x telephoto zoom. And of course, this zoom range was maxed around 30x, which again, it almost feels like I am trying to see UFOs. But anyway, since the quality has already been refined here, there is no UFOs for me to spot today. 30x, wait, so 30x was the same zoom on the Samsung S25? Well, this one is using 2x, whereas the Samsung S25 uses 3x. Kind of sus. What's this? 5G. Yes, we have 5G NSA. So I decided to bring my equipment. Yep, my friend DSLR right there, the Canon 600D, and then this phone, the IQOO 13, which, wait, a random dude bringing DSLR and then took pictures from the phone at the same time? Kind of weird. However, I was not expecting that the quality of the camera is absolutely great. Well, definitely for a gaming phone or a performance phone like this, doesn't have to be this great. Even when traveling, I have to tell you, this is one of the solid cameras that I've ever held. But the exposure is kind of meh for some reason. But hey, this is for experience purposes. Well, though I am using this for 5 months, I have to tell you, the picture quality of this one and the video quality, it's absolutely great. Well, though the stabilization from the selfie camera feels like I am shaking from everything. So yeah, explaining from my experience that taking pictures from a random guy that brings DSLR filming his phone and at the same time taking pictures from his phone, well, definitely kind of a weird idea. But hey, for my own experience, this is definitely the greatest experience that I have ever used in a smartphone. But however, how does it game? The IQOO 13 is using Snapdragon 8 Elite with a super computing Q2 chip. So let's go with lighter games. Yes, the Honor of Kings is considered light. Settings, 120 FPS at ultra high settings. From the first minutes of the game, it's now 39 degrees. 8 minutes into the gameplay, so far no frame drops and still consistent FPS, and the phone reached around 41 or 42 degrees Celsius. Yes guys, we win, and 10 minutes into the gameplay, it's around 40 degrees. Now with Genshin Impact, within the 5 minutes of gameplay, it managed to reach around 38 to 40 degrees. And so far, I guess I have a lot of fun using this phone. Um, let's take a short hit that why Vivo never released in the Philippine market. So yeah, definitely why though? Well, let me explain. Yeah, for a powerful smartphone like this, then why? Well, it's because Vivo's brand strategy is actually different from other countries. Though IQOO does have a global phones, but definitely only in selective market regions: India, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. Well, Vivo's brand strategy here is kind of different that might affect their sales afterwards. So basically, the market saturation of IQOO is fairly common, or maybe number two, it's still monitoring the Philippine market if IQOO is ready to sell here in the Philippines. But we might know, or maybe let's just lower our expectations if when IQOO will be released here in the Philippine market. Which means that it brings us to the market segmentation, and it's likely that Vivo's strategy or the IQOO strategy is only for the selective markets only for now, and Philippines is not actually part of the strategy for that brand. However, Vivo or IQOO is still monitoring the Philippine market as of today, so there is a possibility? Maybe. But here it is. Vivo also worries that the market saturation for IQOO is also common, which means that no one will buy IQOO phones like that from the Poco phones. And based on my observations, the Philippine market is actually less broad than you think. Yes, less broad. Why? Because Filipinos doesn't know much about tech, or maybe has a little knowledge about tech. And the Filipino consumers, when it comes to buying smartphones, their only basis is this: budget, design, camera, and then higher storage space. And that's that. And of course, it's not just that. When it comes to the high-end brands, it's only less known, just iPhone and Samsung. Though there is Xiaomi products, but Xiaomi 15 or any flagship phones from Xiaomi, it's non-existent. So this is the reason why Vivo Philippines only left us with the V series devices rather than the X series devices. And not just that, the Vivo's brand strategy is actually kind of serious when it comes to releasing IQOO devices. So basically, it might dilute Vivo's sales, and then at the same time, it feels like that IQOO is also a direct competitor instead of just helping the brand to establish. And this is the reason why Vivo doesn't release IQOO phones here in the Philippines. So my name is Delfrun, and this is Tech Dolphin. Stay awesome.